So recently I've been getting a series of anxiety attacks. Like it's quite spontaneous. I will be like in the library and I feel like I can't breathe. Or I will be walking in the park and have this anxiety and panic. Even today, like when I just woke up, I just have this anxiety attack. I just feel like I can't breathe, like something is going wrong. Like it has been happening for the past couple of days. When I wake up, I just wake up with this anxiety. And this is not the first time I'm going through something like that. This is a stage of spiritual awakening called the dark night of the soul. And when I experienced it the first time, I really get a very serious kind of panic attack. I can't breathe and I feel like crying. My emotions are all out whack. It's uncontrollable. This time round is a bit different because I have been through like spiritual awakening and dark night of the soul for like twice. So I kind of have the spiritual perspective there, and then there is this ego perspective also present, but I'm able to see both perspectives. So the anxiety and the emotion doesn't stay for long. Once I feel it and purge it out of my body, it's gone. And I think it's because also previously I don't have the tools to deal with the kind of anxiety that I'm experiencing. But now after so many years, I know that when I'm feeling anxious, I could concentrate on my breath and slow down my breath to slow down the anxiety, or like those energy tools that I've been doing, I can use them to ease my anxiety. Initially, when I was having my first dark night of the soul, I didn't have the spiritual perspective and I kept getting stuck in the ego perspective. I really feel that the world is coming to an end. Because my life, my identity is attached to my job at that time. And so when I didn't have a job, it really feels that my world is turning upside down, it's coming apart. But this time round, after I feel the emotion and allow it to move through my body and allow it to purge, I switch back to the spiritual perspective very quickly. It's very difficult to explain to other people, like your loved one or your friends or family, like what you're going through. If you tell them that you are having some kind of anxiety or depression, they may come and ask you what's wrong. But it isn't about the thing or any event that is causing this anxiety. I woke up without thinking anything and I will have the anxiety attack. It's not something that can be solved. It's more of a thing to be experienced. The dark night of the soul is not something that you can mentally hear it like conceptually or try to solve the problem and you'll be gone. It's something that you need to experience and go through. The pain in the body that has been accumulated, and once you have experienced it, you will be able to move out of it. So it's kind of difficult to explain to other people why some days you are like so emotionally down, but at other times you are blissful, because you have these two perspectives and keep switching from one to another. Sometimes you are just in such an apathetic mood, you don't feel like doing anything, you don't feel like talking to anybody. Then suddenly, when all this emotion has been experienced, you have this inspiration and desire to do this YouTube video, for example. I just have an anxiety attack just now. And after that, I got this insight from my spirit to create this YouTube video, and now I'm here. So it feels kind of crazy. People going through the dark night also. If you are someone who has not experienced this, you may not understand what I'm talking about, or like it's very difficult to explain it to my loved ones who have not gone through spiritual awakening to understand that this anxiety I'm feeling, I don't know what's the cause. Like, it's just my so calling me towards a deeper awakening and a deeper connection. I could say that it's due to twin flame separation, but I also don't know exactly, because it may be because I'm feeling the anxiety that my twin flame is feeling, or it may be because the anxiety I felt from the separation. It's difficult to know. I have no idea. People may think that you're crazy. I myself sometimes think that, what is going on? What's wrong? Like, why am I switching between two extremes? But then I realized, when I look at nature, that's exactly what's happening. Lately, in Singapore, it has been very gloomy and very rainy. There are dark clouds, but there is also bright sunlight. And I remember once when there was a huge downpour, and I go and close the window, and just within a couple of minutes, the rain stopped. So I thought that it was sunny again, so I opened the window. And then it started raining heavily again. Then I went to close the window. I have been doing this like for a few times because it kept raining and it stopped, and it rained and it stopped. There's a lot of things we can learn from nature. Emotions are not here to stay. The rain comes and goes very spontaneously. It doesn't mean that it's raining right now, that it will rain forever. The rain will eventually stop. You don't have control whether the rain comes and goes, like when it comes, or like how long it lasts. But when you are spiritually awakened, you will have the perspective that you know everything is going to be alright. No matter how many anxiety attacks you have, or how bad emotionally you are feeling right now, you will always come back to this spiritual perspective. I want to do this video is to remind you that we will have ups and downs in our life, and it's not about trying to get to the up or trying to get to the spiritual perspective. The spiritual perspective is always there. It's just that you need to first allow the emotion and all the pain body to move through before you can see and uncover this spiritual perspective. It's always there. So if you are experiencing the dark night of the soul right now, and you may have like anxiety attacks, or like depression, or you don't feel like working, hang in there for a moment, because once you surrender to this purging, you will see the sunshine after the rain.